You bought the subscription, you learned the clever prompts, you watched the videos promising that AI would change your life, and your bank account looks exactly the same. But the reason is not the one you were sold. So why hasn't AI made you richer, and what actually does? The honest answer is uncomfortable. It hasn't, because you bought the one tool everyone else already has, and the value was never in the tool. The value lives in what you do with it. You were told the tool was the edge. It is not. AI will almost certainly not make you rich, and once you understand why, you will finally see the thing that actually can. Because the people getting wealthy in this shift are not the ones with the best prompts. They are the ones who understood what AI made valuable and what it silently made worthless. Start with a hard truth. The tool is the same in everyone's hands. You open ChatGPT, so does your competitor, your neighbor, and 10 million strangers. A power that everyone has is not a power. It is a baseline. The moment a tool becomes available to all, it stops being an advantage and becomes the new floor you all stand on together. So if your entire plan is, I have AI, you have no plan. You have a subscription. It gets sharper. AI does not just fail to give you an edge, it actively destroys the value of the thing it makes. When everyone can generate a blog post in seconds, blog posts become worthless. When everyone can spin up a logo, a script, a basic app in an afternoon, the price of all of it races towards zero. This is simple economics. When supply explodes, price collapses. So selling raw AI output, the article, the image, the generic copy, is selling something the whole world can now make for free. You are not riding the wave. You are standing in the part of the ocean where the price of everything is falling. So what does survive? What actually gets more valuable when intelligence gets cheap? That is the real question. And the answer is where the money has already moved. Daniel Susskind, the Oxford economist who wrote A World Without Work, offers a useful way to see this. Machines do not swallow whole jobs in one bite. They chew through tasks, one at a time, and as they do, the value of any kind of work concentrates into the pieces the machine still cannot reach. Apply that here. The moment a task can be done by a model anyone can rent, the money drains out of that task and pools in whatever sits just beyond it. The judgment to know which answer is right, the taste to know which idea is good, the trust to be believed. The AI raises the floor for everyone, which means the floor is no longer where the money is. It moved upstairs. The tool got commoditized. Discernment did not. Tyler Cowen, the economist, wrote a book a decade ago with a title that reads like a prophecy now. Average is over. His argument was simple and uncomfortable. As machines get smarter, the rewards flow to the people who complement them, who work with them, who bring the thing the machine lacks. And they flow away from the people who compete with them by doing what the machine already does, only slower. So the question is not whether you use AI. Everyone will. The question is whether you bring something the machine cannot. A relationship, a reputation, a strange specific knowledge, a taste people trust. This is where one name matters more than any prompt. Naval Ravikant has spent years describing how ordinary people actually build wealth, and his framework cuts straight through the AI noise. Wealth, he says, comes from specific knowledge applied through leverage. Specific knowledge is the thing you know that cannot easily be trained or copied, often built from your real obsessions and experience. Leverage is what multiplies it: code, media, capital, and now AI. But here's the part people miss in their excitement. Leverage multiplies what you pointed at. If you point enormous leverage at nothing specific, you multiply nothing. AI is the most powerful leverage ever handed to a regular person. It is also useless without something of your own underneath it to multiply. Do you feel the shift yet? AI is not the asset. It is the multiplier. And a multiplier times zero is still zero. So let's name what actually makes money in this new world plainly. The first is distribution. The scarce thing is no longer making something. It is being heard. An audience that trusts you, an email list, a community, a reputation in a small corner of the world. That is worth more now than ever, precisely because making the content got easy and getting attention got hard. Eric Brynjolfsson, the Stanford economist, has long warned that digital technology creates winner-take-all markets, where a small number of people with reach capture most of the rewards. AI pours gasoline on exactly that fire. The second is trust. When the internet floods with infinite, cheap AI content, the rarest thing becomes a human you actually believe. People will not buy from the perfect AI article. They will buy from the specific person they have come to trust over months and years. Trust cannot be generated in a prompt. It can only be earned slowly, which is exactly why it is becoming so valuable. The third is a narrow, expensive problem that belongs to a specific person, not content for everyone. The retirement plan for dentists, the hiring system for plumbing companies, the one painful, costly thing a particular group will gladly pay to make disappear. AI helps you solve it faster. But the knowing of the problem, the being trusted by those people, that is yours, and it is the part that pays. Let me make this concrete because it settles the whole argument. Picture two people. Both use the exact same AI to write the exact same quality newsletter. One has spent 2 years building an audience of 10,000 people who trust them. The other published their first post yesterday to nobody. Same tool, same output. One makes real money, the other makes nothing. The variable was never the AI. It was everything the AI could not give them. The audience, the trust, the years. Let me give you a second picture because the first one can sound like it is only about audiences. Picture someone who spent 15 years inside the insurance industry. They are not a writer, not a coder, not an influencer, but they know in their bones the exact moment a small brokerage loses a client and why. That knowing is specific knowledge, and no model has it because it was never written down anywhere to be trained on. Now hand that person AI. They can build the tool, the explainer, the service that fixes that exact moment of loss faster than ever before. The AI did not give them the insight. It gave the insight legs. The fortune was always in the 15 years. The machine just shortened the distance between knowing and selling. There is a distinction here worth burning into memory because it decides who builds wealth and who just stays busy. There is a difference between a skill and an asset. A skill earns you money while you actively use it, hour by hour. An asset earns whether you are working or not because you built it once and it keeps paying. Prompting is a skill and a fast-fading one. An audience is an asset. A trusted brand is an asset. A product or system that solves a real problem is an asset. The trap of this moment is that AI makes skills feel thrilling and instant, which keeps people forever trading hours, while the patient builders use the very same tools to manufacture assets that compound. Answer this in the comments. Honestly, of everything AI helped you make this month, how much was an asset you still own, and how much vanished the second you stopped typing? And watch where the margins actually move, because it tells you exactly where to stand. When the cost of producing something collapses, the profit does not disappear. It migrates. It leaves the production, which anyone can now do, and it travels to whoever controls the demand, the attention, the trust, the relationship with the customer. The writing is free now, so the money leaves the writing and moves to the person people actually want to read. The code is cheap now, so the value leaves the code and moves to whoever owns the users. If you want to know where to position yourself in any AI gold rush, follow the margin. It is always walking away from the thing the machine made easy, toward the thing only a human can still hold. There is something genuinely hopeful buried in all of this, so do not mistake it for doom. For most of history, the leverage that built wealth was locked away. You needed someone's permission, a publisher, a bank, a boss, a gatekeeper, before you could multiply your effort at all. AI is leverage that asks no permission. Nobody has to choose you. You can point it at your specific knowledge tonight and start building an asset by morning. That is rare and new and real. It simply will not do the one thing the ads implied. It will not hand you something to sell. It will only multiply what you bring, which means the whole game becomes deciding carefully what is even worth multiplying. Now hear the honest caveat, because it is the whole reason most people will ignore this. What actually makes you rich is slow. Building an audience is slow. Earning trust is slow. Developing real taste and specific knowledge takes years of showing up. The AI is instant, which is exactly why everyone runs to it, and exactly why it will not save them. They are sprinting toward the commoditized thing and walking away from the valuable one. The hard, slow, human work is the work, and it always was. So what can you actually do this week while everyone else is hunting for a better prompt? Stop trying to sell what AI makes. Start building what AI cannot. Pick one narrow group of people you genuinely understand. Choose one real problem they have. Begin today the slow work of becoming known and trusted by them in public consistently. Then use AI as the engine underneath all of it, the multiplier on your specific knowledge, never the product itself. Distribution and trust in front, AI in the engine room, because this is what sits beneath your unchanged bank account. You were sold the idea that owning the tool was the same as owning the advantage. It never was. The tool is the floor everyone stands on now, and you cannot get rich selling the floor. And if you do build something that pays, build it on ground that holds. Knowing where AI can be trusted, where it fails, and who answers for the gap is the difference between income that compounds and income that quietly unwinds. Two of Vance Sterling's books, The Irreplaceable Leader and The AI First Leader, are about precisely that, and both are linked below. What makes you rich is the thing the machine will never have: a specific knowing, a hard-won trust, a particular set of people who believe you. AI just decides how fast you can build it.